Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Building Remote Teams for Entrepreneurs and SMEs. And today I'm going to be giving you my recommendations of the best business software that I use in my business. So we've got a lot to get through today. So let's get cracking. Okay, so first of all, some of these I've spoken about and done demonstrations on previous episodes. So first of all, LastPass is really good software if you are sharing passwords with members of your team. You should always, anyway, it's best practice to be generating unique passwords, individual passwords for every bit of software that you use, every website that you go on. Where you create a user account. So LastPass will allow you to generate unique passwords. You don't have to worry about remembering them. You only have one password to remember, which is the one you use to log on to LastPass. And then it will generate all of these unique passwords for the various different sites that you visit, and it will store them, and they're all encrypted, so it's nice and safe. It will store them in the cloud. And then if you want to share those passwords with team members, then you can do that. They'll never know what the password is. And then when they leave, if they move on, then you can just withdraw that permission. So that is really, I consider that to be an essential tool when you're working with remote teams. Then you should be using some kind of task management software. So we use Trello for task management with our team. And that allows you to detail out any tasks that need to be done, set due by dates, provide all of the details in the one place. Very, very easy to use. So highly recommend Trello for task management. A lot of people use Asana for task management, which you can do. I think Asana is very good for project management, where you're working on a specific project and you've got a number of team members that have got different roles within that project, and the project's got a start date and a completion date. So I think Asana is very, very good for that. But for day-to-day task management, I really like Trello. Really important that you are using a client relationship manager or a CRM system. So we use Less Annoying CRM, and again on a previous episode I did a full demonstration of Less Annoying CRM, so take a look at that if you haven't already seen it. But Less Annoying CRM allows you to keep all of your client records, or in fact contact records, not just clients, all of those details all together, all in one place. Any notes from conversations you may have had with your contacts, they can be recorded on the CRM system, together with emails that have been sent out, any appointments that you may have had, any follow-ups can be set up on Less Annoying CRM. So thoroughly recommend that. Less Annoying CRM also does integrate directly with MailChimp. So MailChimp is used for generating email campaigns. If you are perhaps doing marketing out to a group of clients, a particular client group, or all of your clients, then you can send out group emails via MailChimp with lovely graphics and everything on there as well. So it's a two-way integration, Less Annoying and MailChimp. So when you put contacts into one, they'll automatically go into the other. Work very well together. So for mail campaigns, MailChimp. I would recommend that you are using some kind of bookkeeping software, accounting software. So in my businesses, I use both QuickBooks and Xero. They're similar but different. So the end result is similar with both of those, but they work in slightly different ways. If you're running a property business, I would say Xero is probably better for property businesses, but QuickBooks can be used with property businesses as well. Both very, very good. If you've got a virtual assistant, then your VA will be able to do your bookkeeping for you. So accounts reconciliation. the way I work in my organization, I have a virtual assistant that deals with all of my bookkeeping, my invoicing, chasing up late payments, all of those sort of things. I've got a virtual assistant, a VA that does all of that. And my accountant, they also have the ability to log into both my Xero and my QuickBooks software account. And then when it comes to the end of the year and they've got to prepare the end of year accounts, then all of the information is there ready for them. And it also allows my bookkeeper to prepare for me monthly reports as well. So they at the end of each month, they prepare reports, profit and loss reports. I can see how my various different properties are all performing. So a whole range of financial reports can be run using the accounting software, and it's very, very easy for me to see how the businesses are performing. Property specific software. So if you are managing properties for property management, then I would suggest Arthur. This is really good for HMOs, houses of multiple occupancy. So for running those, anything to do with the property, using Arthur, it keeps all of the information in one place. You can log documents there, details of tenants, set alarms, processing, ASTs, all these sort of things can be done within Arthur. If you're into serviced accommodation, then I would recommend SuperControl as a channel manager. So a channel manager allows you to keep all of your calendars for the various different properties on sync if you've got them on booking.com and Airbnb and perhaps your own website. So various different platforms you may have your rooms or your properties listed on, and the channel manager SuperControl holds it all together. So if somebody books something out or a property out on one platform, it's going to block it out on the other calendars as well, so you don't end up with double bookings. It will also send notifications to the cleaner, who's moving in, when they're moving in, how long they're staying for, how many people in the party, these sort of things. It also will send out automated emails, messages, and SMS messages if you want to your guests to inform them during the booking process. Takes care of the collecting of payments and things like this as well. A whole host of features. So if you are into serviced accommodation in any way and you've got really sort of more than 3 properties, I would suggest that you use a channel manager to actually ease and automate the whole booking process. And of course, your virtual assistant can be using all of the software that I'm talking about here. You give your virtual assistant access to this, and then you are really on your way to having a systemized business. Okay, so software, process, and people, those 3 elements, and then you have a systemized business. So you can then free up your time so that you are focusing on the more important tasks, the key tasks that only you can do. So I digress a little bit. So let's move on to the next slide. If you've got a virtual assistant, then a couple of bits of software that I would recommend. Well, first of all, for paying your VA, TransferWise is what we use. That allows you to make payments overseas. It gives you a very, very good rate, much better than the online banks or commercial banks will give you, or PayPal. So much better rate than that if you're sending any kind of payments overseas. Keeping with the account on the account side, if you are taking payments at all on a debit card or a credit card, then we use Stripe. So set up a Stripe account and then you can accept payments online or over the telephone. Go cardless, that will allow you to accept direct debits. Again, if you're in property, I would thoroughly recommend that you put your tenants onto a direct debit payment system so that you're automatically collecting the rents at the beginning of the month rather than having to manually collect the rental payments or rely on them making the payment to you. We found as soon as we moved over to direct debits, then our late payments just almost dropped to 0. DocuSign and Signable, those are both very good pieces of software for raising electronic documents. So any kind of agreement that needs to be signed, maybe a joint venture agreement, a rental agreement, anything at all, you can raise those documents using DocuSign and Signable, and then you email them over. The receiver can then sign the document on their phone or their tablet, whatever their device is. They can sign it electronically, send it back to you, so you don't have to start sending things out in the post and waiting for them to come back. Just send them electronically. They can sign them, return to you, and that is still legally binding. So it's just as good as a wet signature. So that really does speed up and simplify the process. Typeform, that is another piece of software which we use for collecting data, collecting information. So it's a form, maybe customer feedback, anything like that. If you're setting up accounts with clients, send them a form which you can generate on Typeform. They just fill in the boxes, return it back to you, and then you've got the information that you need. Text Marketer is an SMS service. So if you want to be sending out, or you have a virtual assistant, maybe that's our virtual VAs, as you probably know, are based in the Philippines. So they can send out text messages from the Philippines, from their computer, to our customers, to our clients, electronically, and the client can reply to that as well, and it comes up on the Text Marketer dashboard. Also, if you're doing lots of texts out to as part of a marketing campaign to various different customers or prospects, then you can do those text campaigns using Text Marketer. Cognito Forms, so that is very similar to I'm gonna have to go back, I've forgotten. Typeform, very similar to Typeform. So Cognito Forms, we've moved over to that actually more recently because it has less limitations and integrates a little bit more with more software than keep forgetting the name of it. The one I spoke about earlier. Slack, that is a messaging chat software, so similar to WhatsApp, but it's more designed for commercial use, business use. So that's really good. It allows you to form different channels for different groups of people, keeps everything nice and tidy. It's easier to use than WhatsApp if you've got lots of different groups of people. So instead of having to sort of scroll up and down through your WhatsApps to try and find the group that you're looking for, they're all nicely laid out on the left-hand side. You can instantly go to any group and you can start messaging them. It also integrates with Trello as well, which is a very nice feature. And it integrates with quite a lot of software, actually. So, and it's free. There's a free version, which is fine for most people. So I'd recommend you have a look at that. Time Doctor and Hubstaff, those are time recording software. So if you've got a virtual assistant, then what they will allow you to do is to record their hours. So when they start work in the day, they log on to whichever one it is, Hubstaff or Time Doctor. They log on and then they log what they're actually doing, what the tasks are they're working on. The software is recording the number of hours that they're working on that particular task, and also it will be taking screenshots and monitoring keyboard and mouse activity, so you can see that they are actually doing what they're meant to be doing. Difference between the two of them: if you've only got one or two people in your team, then Time Doctor is fine. For smaller teams, Time Doctor absolutely fine. It's the cheaper one of the two. We use Hubstaff because we've got a big team, lots of VAs working for lots of different clients doing different things. So Hubstaff is more powerful and allows us to do what we need to do for our business, but not necessarily the right one for you. Receipt Bank, that allows you to, it really works with your bookkeeping software. So that will, you can scan all your receipts, any expenses and invoices, they can all be logged into Receipt Bank. And that keeps them all in one place so that you don't have to have shoe boxes of receipts all around the place, and you can log your expenses and record your expenses in there. And as I say, that integrates with both QuickBooks and with Xero as well. So they work very well together. Then finally, I'm going to talk about Simple Minds and Freeplane. Sorry about that. So Freeplane and Simple Minds. So they are mind mapping. They're mind mapping software. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with mind mapping, but it is very, very useful if you are trying to take lots of notes. Perhaps if you're going to a presentation, you're watching something, and you want to take notes. It is very graphical, and rather than creating pages and pages of notes and bullet points one under the other, it allows you actually to plot them out instantly on one piece of paper, with links between the various different subjects. I suggest you watch another YouTube video on mind mapping. If you just put that into the YouTube search, mind mapping, it's very, very clever, very good technique. I use it a lot. But we also use, so Simple Minds and Freeplane, they are mind mapping software, but we also use those two as part of our creation of operations manuals. So it's really important when you're systemizing your business that your processes are documented. Okay, so these documents where you log your processes, they become your biggest asset, or one of your biggest assets, because they detail out exactly how you do what you do in your business. And it's really important to have that, so that you're keeping a record of how you do what you do. And also, when new people come into the organization, it means that it's very, very easy to train them. You can refer them to the operations manuals, and then they can see what your processes are and how to do things. And it also maintains a constant quality. So everybody is doing everything the right way and the same way. So ops manuals, I can't stress enough, they are a vital part of any organization. And you may use various different tools to create these ops manuals. So mind maps created using Simple Minds or Freeplane are one way of doing it. You can also do screen recording, so how to use a particular piece of software. You can record a screen, perhaps using Zoom, screen record how you're using the software. Also, maybe PowerPoint presentations and Word documents, various different tools, but put all these together to create your operations manuals. We've got lots and lots of them within our business. And the beauty is, you don't have to do this yourself. You can get your VA to do it. So the way I have quite a few VAs in my business, and they work in pairs. So the person that's actually got to do the regular task, they will write the operations manual for him. And then they will give that to another VA within the team, who will then check that operations manual and go through it and make sure that they can understand it and they can follow it and they can do what it says in it. So you don't necessarily, all these things, you don't have to be doing them yourself. This is why you have a virtual assistant. So, delegate out whatever you can, get them to create the ops manuals, and then they just form part of your business documentation. So I think that is it. Let's just see if we have got any questions tonight. Okay, so I hope tonight has been of use and been of interest for you. If you would like to find out more, then you can go to my website, scan the code on the left there, go to the website. Lots of useful information on there with regards to working with a virtual assistant. There's also a free downloadable guide on the website telling you giving tips on how to go about recruiting a virtual assistant, the whole recruitment process, recruit well, recruit once. There's also a lot of the software that we've talked about tonight. There's links on there to take you to the websites where you can obviously subscribe if you want to. If you subscribe via our website, things like Less Annoying CRM, you get 60 days free trial instead of the normal 30 days free trial. There's money off, etc., by subscribing to our website. So do that. And if you want to find out more at all, if you want to have a call with me, feel free to scan the code on the right. That will take you to my online calendar, and you can book in a Zoom call with me, and we can have a chat and see how I may be able to help you further. So that's it for tonight. Back again on Friday at 6 o'clock. And I'm really excited because on Friday, I'm going to be talking to Ben Reynolds, who's not only a good friend of mine, but he also does all of our branding. He's a real expert when it comes to branding, which is really, really important to have your brand right. You should have a brand that you love. He's going to be talking about that. He's going to be giving lots and lots of tips and help in how to create a really good brand. I'm really looking forward to that interview. So please do join me. That's Friday at 6 o'clock. And that's it for now. And look forward to seeing you then.